What's up, people of YouTube? It's Psychogenesis again with another gaming controversial update. Yeah! And this time it's involving Skyforge. Now, if you're a follower of the game or you play the game, the biggest controversial issue or topic on the forums right now is involving the cap system. Now, before I get into this big whole, conversation, argument, whatever, explanation about why people are upset about it and why some are against it, with it, etc. So I'm going to explain to you exactly what the issue is and what a cap system is. Now people from the developing company have apparently put in a restrictor policy, if you will. It's a progression gate, as you will. So basically, the two reasons behind this that people have speculated, or the devs have actually stated, was one, they don't have the end game ready yet. I don't know. That's one of the speculated theories. Okay, the speculative theory is that they don't have the actual end game in the game yet. It's not like it's they have it, but it's not in the game yet. So they don't want people to rush to the end game and then see like, hey, there's no end game here, fuck this, I'm leaving. And then I think another one is that they're trying to I think the actual legitimate reason was one of the devs said was that they're trying to keep people together. Like, they're trying to keep casuals in line with hardcore players in terms of prestige level and progress level. Now, what this cap is actually is it will put a cap every Wednesday to Wednesday, or Wednesday to whenever, because the devs apparently cannot tell time for shit. But basically what it is, they put you on a progression gate bi-weekly that resets every Wednesday. Now, you get, once you when you're not capped, you can play the game however you want, grind whatever you want and shit like that. But, you get money, sparks, which is the core currency or core stuff that you have to actually get to advance your class to anywhere. You need sparks to increase your order of greatness. You need sparks to increase your proficiency level. You need it for almost everything in the game. Then you got class sparks, which are purely to progress a class once you reach the class symbol and no longer use these sparks of insight. I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. Okay, so as a regular class, you stop using sparks of insight once you get to this symbol. Once you get to your class symbol, you no longer use sparks of insight and begin using class sparks. Sparks of cold or sparks of evolution. Once you're going for other stuff like, luck, etc., proficiency, all that stuff, greatness, you need sparks of insight to get to other classes, to get everything. Now, the problem that everybody's having with the cap is that it's so small and that you can hit it within hours. And, just by playing the game. Some ignorant, closed-minded dumbasses are going to be like, oh no, you're not playing the game, you're grinding, buddy. Okay, you're grinding. That's to state what some dumbass said on the forum on this topic. Let's be real, buddy. Come on. You're actually grinding. Come on. Be honest with yourself. You're grinding. You're not playing the game. And that's exactly how he pretty much, I had pictured him sounding. And that guy was a complete fucking idiot. If you're watching this video, you sir are a fucking dumbass. You need to not ever procreate, please, with that kind of logic. Please. Just don't. But anyways, it's one of the biggest hotbed topics on the community because some people don't like it and some people are fine with it. Now, the arguments is basically, it's actually not all, and the funny part is they did this to cater to the casuals because they don't want the casuals to get left behind in terms of prestige level. But the funny thing is, they're still getting left behind. You know, the hardcore people are finding ways to bypass the cap to increase their character furthermore. You know, some are min-maxing their Atlas tree to, you know, and you can't really do this without without you know, you can't go straight to a class and do this. Like, you can't go straight to a tier 2 class and do this. You can do it with a tier 1 class, but not a tier 2. But, and what I mean by tier 1 classes, I mean, let's go back here. Ascension Atlas. Okay, so all the tier 1 classes are stated. Cryomancer, Paladin, Lightbinder, Necromancer, Archer, Slayer, and a Kinetic. Now, all of the tier 2 classes, which take like 3 weeks minimum on a cap to get, which would be a Knight, Berserker, Warlock, which for some reason, that's another thing, for some reason it's throughout the website and like some places in the game, this is actually referred to as a sorcerer. Don't know why, but it is. Sorcerer and a Warlock. Necromancer, Monk, Gunner, and Alchemist. These are all tier 2 classes, and they take 3 weeks of minimum to get to. There is no way past it, as far as I know. It's a minimum of 3 weeks because of the cap. Now, if this ever loads, I can show you the actual topic, but it's a problem with the damn thing. It takes forever to load. Come on. There we go. Okay. Probably got log. It's not gonna let me see it. Huh. Okay. There we go. Alright. Now, this is by far, I think, the most heated topic in the entire game forums, because it's 54 pages long, and it's been going on for a week now. Now, let's just scroll down and see some of the things that people are talking about. Now, the thing is that some people might think, oh, well, you know, it's only hardcore versus casual. No, it's actually not. Because there are actually both people from both sides that are defending it. Some hardcores hate it, some hardcores think it's fine, some casuals hate it, and some casuals think it's fine. You know, it's actually mixed. So, they said it's to actually take off the segregation in terms of how casuals get segregated, you know, outsourced or ignored by the hardcores, when they don't realize that that's never going to stop. You're not going to stop that. It doesn't matter if you try and keep them on the same level or not. Hardcores generally don't mix with casual people. Generally. That's just how that's my opinion. They generally don't mix. Now, you're going to have guilds with both of them in there, but you will rarely see them really mingling. Because now, the way I see this is because this is actually, they said, like I said a second ago, they said this is to take off the segregation between the two, when it's actually trading one segregation for another one. They're segregating them to stick with these casuals, and in my opinion, that's only going to make the hardcores more bitter towards the casuals, because they're the reason, according to the devs and their theology, is the reason that the cap system is in place to begin with. Now, some casuals who got deep pockets are generally the ones who are like, please, let me fucking I got plenty of money. Like, I think it was actually one person, when I was reading this earlier, I don't know what's going on with these pictures, but, because I actually haven't gotten this far in the conversation. But I'm assuming it's going to get shut down now, because this is, yeah. But anyways, let's see, where's that post at? And the thing is, you got people who make these dumb ass, you guys people who make dumb ass logical, not even logical actually, it's not even going to say that. These dumb ass arguments. The people who are against it have not come up with a single logical, reasonable retort. They're using the whole, oh, well, I have a life, you know, so this works fine with me. Maybe if you had a life too, you wouldn't care for it. I mean, you would be fine with it, you know, or maybe you should go out and play. They're basically telling you to not play the game in your free time, not to spend. It's basically trying to tell you how to spend your free time, which no one has the fucking right to do. Okay, all you condescending, arrogant, closed-minded jackasses need to actually grow up, because it's just ridiculous. It's fucking retarded. You can't tell someone what to do with their own time. People don't like, because you're not going to sit here and tell me you're going to grind out for, you're not going to do your 80-hour work grind, right? And then you come home, and in your free time, you have like a week of free time, right? And you're amped to play the game. You're like, oh yeah, I got a week off, man. I'm going to fucking play this game so much, you know. You play it 2 days in, you hit the cap, and you've maxed your order, you've maxed your prestige level, you know, you don't have your class yet, and you're like, you literally don't know what to do. Like, there's literally nothing to do but farm resources that you don't really care for. You're going to be pissed, because now like, you're like, fuck, man. I took a whole week off, because that's actually the exact same thing this guy's talking about. I'm pretty close to it as well, I think, because I remember seeing that. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, here we go. This guy is pretty much casual. This is just stupid as hell. I took a week of work to get some time to play, and nowadays it's really hard to get time off of work. Just to realize I can't progress until the 22nd. I bought both founders and collectors, and if you give me something to remove the caps, I will buy that as well. I have plenty of money. What I do not have is time. Let me play the game. And this goes back to the whole clip or picture I made for this video, which is paid to not play, and I'll explain that in a minute. Now, basically, or a second, I'll explain it right now. How about that? You know, since you're so special. Basically, there is an option for premium users. Now, every free-to-play game has its premium packages, you know, basically like a sub. Now, what this premium does for this game is you get 50% more sparks, credits, and resources towards your cap. These do count towards the cap. So, 50% building resources for Pantheon quests, 25%, you know, etc., etc., the ability to receive Sparks of Evolution. So I'm not entirely sure if actually, you know, the Brings actually didn't know about that, you know, because it means that you have the premium to get Sparks of Evolution. Now, that's being said, this is good and bad in the same way, because what this does basically is it makes you hit your cap faster. It caps you out a lot faster, and you can't turn it off. Like for Founders Pack people, that's why I have it. You cannot turn the premium off, because it's once you hit it, you got it for those days. A lot of people are saying that it's pay to not play, because if you get premium, you're basically capping sooner. You're getting resources faster, which makes no fucking literal sense in my mind, because in a business sense, you want people to play your game as much as possible, not play it in spurts, because that's basically what's going on. Like, I personally, I can't stay on for more than 20-30 minutes to an hour, because the reason for that is I've actually done everything. I've capped my order, I've capped my prestige level, and I've got my 4 amulets. I've done everything I could possibly do to progress my character. And the only way you can actually progress your order other than that is, like, the only thing I can do right now is building temples. And I can only do that every 2 days. because you need a special thing called Oki tablets that only pop up every 2 days. And they pop up on the most annoying missions or hard missions to get because they're on my prestige level, which is technically 8K, 8.3 according to the game, or 8.4. People don't queue anymore at this level. They don't queue. They avoid the queue like the plague, and they opt for pre-made groups. So basically, you're sitting there in the hub where I am right now, just spamming region chat like a looking for group channel. You know, you'll. This is basically what you're gonna see. For me, it's 8K. It's looking for group for whatever mission I need, which is the Oki tablet. Let's say I need. Right now, I need to do a 5-man dungeon, which is a pain in the ass to get a fucking group for. So, my message would be more like looking for group for MSN because it's Mare Sacro Monastery, 8K Cryo, and that's it. That's all you're gonna see in the chat with other people, and they're trying to since there's no actual system where it makes you a good group, a well-balanced group. You can have 3 DPS going in fucking adventure, or all 5 of y'all could be fucking DPS going into the dungeon. So people are opting away from the queue around this level for properly well-balanced, stable groups. And a lot of people don't like doing this. They don't feel like spending 2 to 3 hours in the middle of the fucking area spamming this shit. I personally don't. And I don't want to do that for 2 reasons. 1, it's boring as hell. And 2, me being a streamer, that's not entertaining to watch. You know, that I personally would not sit there unless it's a really good friend of mine and we're talking. I personally would not sit in someone's stream and watch them constantly spam a message like that and not really doing anything. Because it's really, you know, yes, people are like, oh, well, and you got these. One of the other reasons these people are saying, oh, there's tons of things to do once you hit cap. No, there fucking isn't. Stop bullshitting yourself. There is not. People don't like grinding for pointless shit. Some people do, some people don't. Okay? The only thing you can literally fucking do once you're capped is grind for Celestial Thread to get a costume, which is like 100k, so that's going to be a lengthy fucking grind. Or you can play Orderville, which is increasing your order, which does get capped. The only thing that doesn't get capped is the actual level of the order. Now, there are 2 ways to do this. You can either wait, you can either turn it, because the missions go from 15 minutes to 45 minutes, I think, to an hour. No, it's either 15 minutes to an hour and 45 minutes to 8 hours. Now, basically, you can do this based on how many adepts you have. Now, this is basically, if all you have to do in Orderville, you come on, you send them on missions, 8-hour missions as much as possible or whatever. You come out, you log off, and you come back on in an hour and a half or 8 hours. Or you can sit there and waste all your money and all your ardents trying to accelerate all that shit. Accelerate, you know. Boom, you're going on an 8-hour mission. Accelerate. Boom. That's 4k down the drain. Okay, now, let's do another one. 8-hour mission. Boom. 6k down the drain. You know, and it gets more and more and more. Those are the only 2 ways you can progress your order. Is by either, in terms of missions, is by money or time and patience. Now, you could upgrade your prestige with your order. I think it's either 2 or 3 ways. I know you can do it, 1 by putting temples up, I think. I think you can do it by putting temple. No, I think the temple is only add actual stats. Oh, upgrading. Well, the first one is upgrading the provinces. You can upgrade your provinces from 1 to whatever. I'm capped at 7 right now because my greatness level isn't high enough. Now, the other way is by The other one is, let's see. I think you can upgrade your type of quality. It also upgrades it. I think. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, that's that. And a lot of people get that done within hours, you know? So they're not very happy with it. Now, and these people are like, oh, well, not everybody likes grinding or whatever, you know. Let's just see if we can find some actual responses from here. See what some people are saying. Let's see. Time is only the fact. Which side is this person on? Because I know this person's on our side, actually. So this person's probably the... And that's the main point. If endgame content is all about raids, anomalies, or Pantheon Wars, player A who rush it without cap will need other players who will be able to complete those tasks with him, but no one will be there because player B who play in normal ways will not have enough gear to play. So, okay, that's too long. It's not 5-6 people, it's 9-23 people. It's over 1,000 people have said that they hate the limits, and that's just a game. You're welcome to the forum to see most people who hate it. Yes, for the community managers, I don't know, I don't recognize that name. Yes, where are the community managers? They seem to have gone mute. As a casual gamer, I was able to hit the max cap in 2 days. Well, I get the 0.2 caps. The current cap limit is just not very good. I have to agree with it needing to be raised. I was kind of understanding on this until I realized that class sparks far outnumber the RBG sparks, so most of us haven't hit the limit per week for progression. I still have 2 days for the reset and still have 4K class sparks to earn. Since this also, once you get your class sparks, once you max out a class, you know, for that spark, there's no point in getting any more class sparks for that fucking class. That's just fucking stupid. Or just hone your skills with the clip. I seriously doubt you have to hit. See, this is the number one problem these people are having. They like to assume. They like to assume they know how people play games. They like to assume they know what everybody's doing with their time. It's really fucking ignorant. You don't know what people are doing. Okay, just stop. And this person is like one of like 100 people who've said this shit. They're all basing their arguments off of assumptions, retarded ass assumptions. You don't know what Johnny is doing with his time. You know, aside from masturbating and shit, you don't know what he's doing in the game. Aside from masturbating to the female characters, he could be playing the game just normal and hit a fucking cap. All the caps. Some people do not care for grinding everything out. They don't care that they have 200k left credits to farm. They don't fucking care because at this point grinding the credits is very small. You know, it's not an easy grind. It's like 200 or 400 or so per mission, or even shorter than that, or just dungeon runs. And not everybody wants to do that because honestly, people are impatient. They will just fucking buy. They'll buy Ardent. I'm just gonna call them diamonds. So because in the diamonds, fucking diamonds, and then change all of that into currency, which is, you know, fine, because the Cash App currency is actually not really needed. Like, people prefer the actual in-game currency to the Cash App currency. Yeah, this I honestly see like I'm fine and everything with, but this is gonna get the topic closed. Yeah, this is definitely gonna get the thing closed. The Joe needs to get that shit out. To agree and just get for the cat to remove. I think you guys should give up. Think straight, positive, and give it all to developers. Skyforge is a game that is actually you should enjoy on. You should enjoy, not rush on it. It's not like I was agreeing with the cap. I also reached cap 2, you know, and it's kind of annoying for me. I want to unlock other classes. I really want to play Slayer class, and I can't wait for it. And honestly, that's actually not trivial. If he went straight for the class, he could have gotten it in one way, in one cap. You could actually get any tier 1 class in one cap, so you should think positive of it. I think the developer didn't want you to become hardcore gamer. There was an accident. Okay, this guy's English is terrible. I'm not even gonna bother trying to read that. Okay, this guy needs to stop posting images. Regardless of how much cap changes play, time will remain the same each week due to rewards increasing steadily. The more difficult content one completes, the devs in Russia have already stated the game is specifically designed this way, and even though the Russia players have a major dislike judging from the majority of vocal individuals, the devs have stated that the limits will not change. However, recently in a post wherein the devs as a group responded to many popular posts and forums, the devs stated that while the total limits will not change, they will most likely reduce the rewards and missions to stretch out the playtime more. In other words, make it harder to farm the same amount. I believe the exact phrasing was change rewards to require more instances to obtain the limits, thus making the game more grindy than a game you already have to run the same instance. Oh, this game is just, yeah, it's all these people with their terrible English. God damn it. I don't know. This person doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's just ridiculous. Basically, a lot of people have... I've looked through every single one of these pages, and there isn't a single person who has actually made a logical point. And if there was, I've missed it, because they all seem like they're fucking hive-mindish. They all have the same fucking same response. Oh, well, maybe you shouldn't spend so much time on the game. Or, oh, maybe you should get a life. Or, maybe you should, there are tons of things to do, which there isn't. Or, maybe you should have planned, this is actually from a hardcore person. You should have min-maxed your tree better to plan out your progression better. Or, let's see what other ones were there. Shit, I don't know. It's just, honestly, I don't even want the cat removed either. I want them to increase it significantly, because, like one said, the higher you get in prestige, the easier it's going to be that there's not going to be any difference in capping, because let's say you've increased the cap by 3,000, which isn't shit. Now, at my level, you went from spending 250 sparks to 650 every node. How fucking fast do you think it's gonna take someone to cover up that fucking 3K gap with a 650 node every time? And they go up to 800 actually. So it doesn't make any fucking sense. That it honestly feels like they're punishing you. They're punishing premium players. It feels like, because yes, that's all it is. You get capped faster. That's the only thing you can take from this, is that you cap faster on premium account. You cap faster. That's it. Now, some people are going to be like, oh, well, no, there's tons of shit to do. There isn't, and that's all there is to it. People just they think they know what they're talking about. They don't. I like to think I know what I'm talking about, but all I do is just give off my own opinion. That's all I ever do. Sometimes I have facts, sometimes I don't. And this is all just my opinion. I honestly feel like they're punishing. It's actually better to be fucking a freemium character, a free character, than premium. Honestly, it feels like, people are just gonna end up leaving the game because you got that's another. I just remembered something. Another one of the responses was, "Oh, you don't like it? Go leave. Go play another game. It's not a game for you." You know what that does? I'll admit, I was actually one of those people when it came to WildStar, because I was so in love with WildStar, and as soon as I was a diehard fanboy, and as soon as anybody would start bitching about it, I'd go, "Well, you don't like it? Bye. Game's better without you." And thousands of other people did the same thing, and guess what? People actually took that to heart and they left. And look what happened. The game died, and then they went to free-to-play. Because, people didn't like the game because it was being catered to hardcore, and they left. That's what's going to happen here. You keep telling people to leave, they're going to leave. Not to mention, this year is raid. You don't want to tell people to leave a game when it's just beginning. This year specifically, 2015. This is the year of the gamer. And I've said this before in many videos. This is the year of the gamer. There is tons of competition out there. Okay? We've got Blade and Soul. WildStar is going free to play. Aeon's got an expansion. Lineage 2's got an expansion. Guild Wars 2 has an expansion. Crowfall. Warhammer 40k. Go Gigantic. The Division. Battleborn or something like that. Battleborn or whatever. And just a lot more games. It's like, do you really want to piss off people and scare them away to actually play something else? Oh, you got Final Fantasy 14 Heaven's Ward. So it's like, and Star Wars is actually getting another expansion. Honestly, I've been contemplating fucking paying a fucking monthly fee just to have something to do on my off time, because it's this and Heroes of the Storm, and until Monk comes out, I'm really not going to be playing Heroes of the Storm that much. So, I honestly feel like they shouldn't be shooing people away, and that there's tons of things about this game that the developers haven't really been paying attention since Closed Beta 1, apparently. So, it's bad. Not to mention that they expect us to actually follow the Russian website. They expect us to actually go on the Russian website, translate everything, even though it doesn't matter how easy it is. I shouldn't have to go to a different country's website to stay up to date on what's going to happen on the game. Because my main issue with this is that a lot of people didn't know about the collector's edition prior to the 2 weeks that the notice that they gave us, which was I think it was a month after they announced, or a month. I think it was announced. I don't know exactly when the collector's edition was announced. I just know that nobody not a lot of people knew about it on NA. The only people who actually knew about it on NA was the people who followed it on Russia, and they didn't say anything about collector's edition until it was a little bit. So basically, everybody bought a Founders Pack, and a lot of people didn't want to spend another $60 on top of the $7 they had already spent because of what they've been seeing so far. Honestly, I didn't want to. You know, I don't want to. I really don't, because I don't trust the company anymore. If they're not gonna listen to everybody or to the community, they're gonna do the same thing that Carbine did, and that's just like, oh, well, we know what we're doing. Carbine and Turbine, oh, we know what we do. We know what we're doing more than you do. You're just a player. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. This is our game. We're gonna run it how we see fit. Yeah, well, you gotta understand that it's a business, but you're in the business for us. You're making the game for us, so we can play it. So we can give you money. We pay your bills. Technically. We pay your bills. Your paychecks. And to go against us is not in your best interest. Because let's think about the process of paycheck for a second. The money for this game, let's say it started off with a free-to-play game. Now, if the game is free-to-play, basically, you can... so I'm in trance right now, but it's stupid fly. Okay, anyways. This is getting on my nerves. Where's that damn... Don't open my door. I don't know what the fuck that is, but you can get the fuck out of my room, buddy. Thank you. Okay. Now, as I was saying, let's start with the free-to-play game. Now, free-to-play people make money through the cash shop, or they make money through the premium subscription. Now, or they make money from people buying cash shop currency in general. Now, let's say that nobody at all ever puts money into the game. No one buys a Founders Pack, or, after the initial Founders Pack rush and Collector's Pack, nobody ever puts any money into the game. No one ever buys any premiums. No one ever buys any cash app currency. Nothing. Not a single dollar is going into the game. How are they going to make money? If no one puts any money into the game, they can't afford to keep the servers maintained. They can't afford to develop the game any further. They can't afford to pay their employees, and etc. Okay? So, technically, the players are the ones who are paying your paycheck. Now, for a buy-to-play game, because, buy-to-play games are mostly the same aspect. If no one buys the game, you're not getting paid. If no one pays for a subscription, you're not getting paid. So, in an essence, the players themselves are actually the developer's boss, in a way. Not, we can't tell them what to do. We can suggest, what we like and what we don't like. But in a way, we are the ones that pay their paycheck, not their boss. Because the money comes from us. The bosses aren't literally taking the money out of their pockets and, I'm pretty sure some of them do that. But in a general sense, they're not paying their employees with their own money. They're paying them with our money. We are paying your bills, in the development of the game. So to go against what we think is bad is in your worst interest. Now, that's pretty much all I have to say on the matter, because I'm pretty sure this video has gone on long enough. But if you want to voice your opinion, you can either do so, because if you have a problem with anything I've said, feel free to express that in the comments below. Just keep it in reasonable thought, because if you're just trolling, I'm just going to delete your comment, etc., etc. But if you agree, disagree, please tell me. If you can actually think of a logical reason why the cap system should not be increased, go right ahead, give your opinion in the comments, or you can come on the forums and in this topic, unless it's closed by the time you watch this. So, till then, guys, this is a controversial game update by Psychogenesis. Deuces! I'll see you in game.